Should parents spank their kids? Growing up, I had my share of spankings. Do you think it is wrong? 60% says that it's okay to spank your kids. 40% says that it's not okay to spank your kids. This is coming from debates.org.com, and I can honestly sit here and say that kids today are very disrespectful, are not listening to their parents, and do not listen to their teachers as well. Coming from Kids Health from Numerous says that you shouldn't spank your kids, you should put them in timeout. Timeout does not work for kids, all kids. It may work for some, but it doesn't work for all kids. A true parent will discipline their kids the way that will teach them their lessons. No, I'm not saying go out here and abuse your kids. A spanking is totally different from abuse. I had my share, like I've already said, of spanking. And yes, there's nothing wrong with me. I grew up, respect my parents, never disrespected my mother, never disrespected my grandparents. And I can honestly sit here and say that I spank my kids when they're wrong. I don't abuse my kids, but do I spank them when they're wrong? Yes, I do. That doesn't mean that I'm a bad parent. And it also doesn't mean that you're a bad person because you decide that you want to put your kids in timeout. Does timeout work for teenagers? No, it does not. Taking away their vehicles work? Yes, sometimes not. Sometimes they rebel against that even more. Spanking your kids does not mean your kids are going to hate you if you do it the correct way and not go out and abuse your kids. I have walked in the grocery store plenty of times and seen kids sitting there throwing spasms out on the floor, sitting there screaming and hollering and kicking and hitting their mom and hitting their dad, and it's like, what is wrong with the world today? The generation today is totally different from the generation when I was growing up. You had your mom there, your dad there, you got spankings. It wasn't the kids can call the police on you and say that my parents hit me and you get arrested. There's a difference between abuse and spanking. It's also a difference between kids today and kids my generation. It was always yes ma'am, no ma'am, and now it was like, yeah, whatever. We got to teach our kids that how to respect, because if we don't do it, then who is going to do it? If we let our kids grow up, just let them do whatever they want to do and not have no kind of stability or anything, then what does that show our kids? That it's okay to do whatever they want to do when they want to do it. So the question I'm asking y'all today, is it okay to spank your kids, or are you totally against it? I can understand everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but can you sit there and ask yourself, is there something wrong with spanking your kids? Is there something wrong with putting your kids in timeout? I mean, just sit there and ask yourself those questions. And I really do appreciate y'all listening to my speech, because it does mean a lot to me about this whole spanking your kids in respect. We have to teach our kids the concept of respecting people and learning how to discipline our kids the way that they should be disciplined, not sit there and just let them get away with everything that they want to get away with. We have to really sit back and think about all this. And I really do appreciate y'all coming out tonight and listening to my speech about kids, should kids get spankings or not. Like I said, 60% agrees, 40% doesn't agree. So just sit back and ask yourself these questions. Is it okay or is it not okay? Are you totally against spanking your kids? Just remember what I said. Thank you very much.